Broadening ASHRAE's horizons. So this year the theme is broadening ASHRAE's horizons. What's that really mean? Basically, it means providing solutions for issues that affect people and the people in their communities, how we can help resolve the issues ASHRAE is so good at. ASHRAE's members are problem solvers. You've been problem solvers since you started in the industry, and we need to apply these problem-solving skills to a wider audience to serve our communities throughout the world. So really, the emphasis this year is about giving you more opportunities and more ways to serve, to fulfill our mission, the application of our technology to better serve humanity and promote a sustainable world. So what I'm really looking for is a theme that's based on my experience with you. And you can look throughout the room. You are the leaders of ASHRAE. You are the leaders. And my job is to support you. So if you look at the things you've done, the things I've learned from you, the theme is really about that. So I want to thank you. From the presidential members who have been such a great guidance to me, all the way down to the TC members I've worked with for years and years and years. So thank you very much. And so let's get on with it. So I grew up in a very small community, well, I'm still there, and I wanted to be a mechanical engineer at a very early age. My father started taking me to visit and watch steam engines at the age of 2. I don't remember that. I do remember the age of 3, but my sisters informed me I was going at age 2. And my mother actually took me to steam engines as well. So I've always been attracted to that. I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, and I knew what I wanted to be by the age of 6 as an engineer. So that's something that's not usual in today's environment, but we'll come back to that and how we form and get young people involved in engineering later on. I started ASHRAE with an extremely narrow vision. I really wanted to learn, and when I joined ASHRAE, I got involved with a TC, which is a wonderful TC, still is, and I was about learning the handbook. It was all about education for me, and I really wasn't about looking at the greater good. It was all about education for me. But ASHRAE is really through the years and working with you, giving me the opportunity to increase my technical knowledge, meet the best and brightest people in the industry, solve problems with people from all parts of the globe. Been a great experience, so what I am today, I owe it to you. So I want to thank you for that. Air heritage. We have problems relating to air pollution, water pollution, thermal pollution, and noise pollution, among other things. But air, water, heat, and noise are just the things ASHRAE members cut their teeth on. We cannot simply sit on the sidelines. We have so much talent that it is our responsibility, indeed our duty as professionals, to lend our aid. And this was said by ASHRAE President Stan Gilman in 1972. That was the year I joined ASHRAE. It tells me that ASHRAE has been involved with sustainability, real sustainability, from really technical basis for decades and decades and decades. So the sustainability we're working on today is important, but it's something ASHRAE has a heritage of. It's nothing new, it's not a fad, it's here to stay. It's been going on for 40 years. So just keep that in mind. So ASHRAE today, if you look at the map, we're a very diverse society, and those blue countries there are ASHRAE members are there. So if you look at that, we're 53,500 plus, and we're in 132 countries, and it may actually be 133 as of yesterday. So we have a very diverse global society, and we need to serve the members throughout the world. We have to do that throughout the world, not just in North America. So what is the theme about? It's really about taking technology that can be applied throughout the globe in applications that are actually easy to use and simple. And who are going to do that are ASHRAE members. It's about you, the people. It really is a three-legged stool, if you wish, or the facets of the same thing. So you cannot separate the technology and the applications of technology from the people. So many in this room have developed a lot of our technology through the years and really have gotten into the application of it. What we're trying to do is broaden that application. So if you remember in Montreal, President Jarnigan rolled out the new ASHRAE logo. But the logo really was about and we got into the logo, it was about looking who we were, who we are today, and where we want to be. And so we really want to be about shaping tomorrow's built environment today. We are way past being just HVAC&R, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration. We're way past that. We're into the total built environment technologies. So we really need to be reaching out and collaborating beyond our traditional boundaries. So that's one of those horizon issues. We need to expand how we think about ourselves. So our technology really needs to be balanced for a lot of things: the climate, the culture, how people think about air conditioning, how they use it, economic conditions. That's a serious problem today everywhere. In this city, my hometown, you name it. Every one of your communities has economic issues. I know that. We need our resources, what resources are available, the technical education of the people, and the infrastructure available to us. So those things are the things we need to balance our technology. In many cases, we don't have that on a global basis. Technology, really, we need to keep the users in mind. We need to keep it simple. Do we really need the latest technologies in all cases? Do we need super sophisticated solutions? Do we need complicated buildings? We really need to focus on impact, making sure it's used throughout the life of the building, not just there for a showpiece to start out and get an award and move on. We need to have something that stays viable for years to come. So we need to use innovation that works. We need promotable, affordable solutions. Solutions are key today. And we need to use global expertise to meet local needs. So how do we do that? We have applications right now. We have complicated control systems. I remember 30 years ago, I got involved with a wonderful project. I was so proud of it. A triple cascade system that took water from 45 degrees to 200 plus. Had 3 different machines online, different refrigerants, wonderful. But the controls were so complicated, only 2 people in the world, I happened to be one of them, could start the machines up. It was a wonderful technical solution, but nobody could operate it. So I had a lot of air miles before it was over, believe me. So those are the things we don't need. I'm not going to do that again, trust me. All right? We have, Kirk Mesher tells me about, we have geothermal units where they're way over pumping, way too much water flow. Why is that? Because the controls are too complicated. People have controls they really don't know what they're doing with. They have knobs. So they twist them and see what happens. That's not what we need. We have VFDs people have purchased with their hard-earned money, and we're running them at constant speed on compressors, fans, you name it. Why wouldn't you have them turn down the speed? It's that simple. So if you're going to install a VFD, make sure you train the operators and actually design the system so the VFDs can actually vary the frequency. Seems simple, but it doesn't happen very often. We have thermostats. How many people in the room have to go out and program the thermostats for their relatives or their friends? How many people have done that? How many people have done that? And this, by the way, is a photograph that isn't staged. It actually happened 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't resist it. I took pictures of the guys. We'd have a maintenance guy and a training director adjust the thermostat. Amazing. We need to get into other applications. And one of them is historic buildings. That's a pet project for me, and I know I've asked Tech Council to help with that. We have a meeting today at 3 o'clock with ICAR, one of our valued Associate Society Alliance members, that we're looking at a conference in Italy on providing guidance for historic buildings. And many of these buildings in my town are historic, and how do you save those buildings? I haven't been involved with that with a local building code, but we just can't give up these older buildings. They're just too valuable to do that. We need to look at collaborating with lenders on energy efficiency retrofits. How can ASHRAE give credibility so lenders, banks, financial institutions will know when they lend the money, there's a very good probability they're going to get it back, and the energy retrofits will actually pay back in a reasonable amount of time. And I use the word payback. Really, I should be talking about net present value, but I'm not going to be too complicated today. But we ought to look at the value going forward. And how do we get that money in the hands of the people that need it? It's a serious issue right now throughout the world. So how can ASHRAE help with that process? Jim Fields has graciously volunteered after some arm twisting to help with that issue. So if he can't do it, nobody can, I'm telling you. All right, so we're getting to other applications too, and one of them, just to on average to be okay, we have a cold climates conference coming up in Calgary, Canada. And that'll be in November, and we're co-sponsoring that with REVA, a great partner, and ScanVac. So that'll be in November. I'll be there, and I'll wear my longies, so it'll be fun. The other thing is we're going to have a tropical climate conference, and that's planned for Shanghai with the Chinese Association of Refrigeration. So stay tuned on later developments when that's going to be. But we're hoping to have it soon. So some of the applications that we're looking at, I grew up in ASHRAE, and maybe 400 people, 500 people can relate to what I do in ASHRAE, and I'm thinking, holy cow, how do I make a theme out of that? So I didn't even try. But I have to honor my past. And so what we've worked on is how we can have good stewardship of refrigerants so they have less impact on the environment. And this includes flammable refrigerants, hydrofluorocarbons, you name it. We have to look at management of the refrigerants to make sure we have good stewardship of refrigerants. We have to do that. Another thing we're doing in the fall of this year in Gaithersburg, we're going to have a NIST ASHRAE conference, which is going to be moving towards sustainability. And the idea is to try to get all the people from all facets of refrigerant technology, natural refrigerants, the ammonia refrigerant systems, CO2, hydrofluoroolefins, you name it. We're going to have everybody there, and we're going to have a little mixer where they eat barbecue together and talk to each other for once. That's the idea. So that's set up for October. And I've been working with Peter Domansky leading that as well. So thank you there. So I'd like to, an idea came to me from a really good friend that's come to really get to know, ASHRAE, and we really need to regionally serve local needs. So in Dallas, we're going to have a workshop for cost-effective, simple and efficient systems for economically challenged economies. That could be in San Antonio, by the way. It could be in Stanton, Virginia, you name it. It could be anywhere in the world, your communities. So ASHRAE, would you help me out and explain a little bit what we're doing? Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. ASHRAE's global initiative is bridging technology across nations, languages, and culture, covering over 85% of global population and 58% of land mass. This offers a vast opportunity for ASHRAE's global plan. ASHRAE's rationalization of membership fee and its economical pricing of standards and publications for developing nations have resulted in exponential growth of its member base. ASHRAE's participation in international expositions and seminars across the developing nations has led to wide dissemination of knowledge and promotion of regionally suited eco-friendly technologies. A beginning has been made in making large numbers of certified professionals available in Asia by opening several examination centers. A vast pool of potential awaits, and ready to be trained and absorbed, ASHRAE Learning Institute must play a leading role in this movement. ASHRAE's continuing involvement in developing economies will enable to tap into vast unexplored opportunities for training and utilizing thousands of eager young minds. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, ASHRAE. So in Dallas, Texas, in 6 months, the weather will be a little cooler, I hope, we will be having a workshop, and people coming to the conference, we're going to have a good balance of manufacturers, designers of buildings, operators of buildings, a balanced group to look at these issues. So I'm looking forward to that with ASHRAE. The other thing in the solution, really the solution is the people. And not only ASHRAE members, but Associate Society Alliance members, federations. We need to collaborate, and we have to extend our impact just beyond our ASHRAE efforts. We have to work with other societies throughout the globe to do this. We can't do it all by ourselves. So it's very, very important that we continue the collaboration which has been started. We need to be more inclusive to accomplish our vision. President Jarnigan challenged us to play a leadership role by bringing members in our industry together. Integrated design is a key. So we need owners, operators, architects, contractors, service and maintenance, engineers, manufacturers, reps, commissioning personnel, on and on. We need to look at everybody involved. The tenants maybe, perhaps. So we have to look at these issues and bring them together so we have a solution that's important. We involve also the money lenders, as we said, and also the government authorities. So everybody needs to be involved in these integrated designs. So here's another thing I'm very, very excited about, And we have a student design competition, it's Applied Engineering Challenge. And Joel Promo has been leading all the efforts to get this started, and it's ready to go. So this is a project which will be starting up very soon. So Joel, help me out.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, Student Activities Committee has been reaching out to students for a long, long time, and now we're actually expanding our net of influence, hopefully. I think we've done a really good job in the past dealing with college and university students. I think our student design competitions, our grants programs are very popular. They're expanding popularity. But this year, as Tom mentioned, we're reaching out to non-traditional HVAC school. We're hoping to reach out to mechanical engineering technical students who would like to get involved with a challenging project. So this year what we've done is we've designed a brand new design challenge. And engineering students will be asked to design a portable 1 cubic foot refrigeration unit entirely powered by renewable energy. And this challenge is part of an idea that Tom and I had in Quebec City during the CRC. And it's actually happening now. It's posted. You can actually go to the website in the student zone and find out more about it. Additionally, we are tackling big socio-economic issues as we're now partnering with a new initiative with other technical societies to reinvigorate the STEM coalition. STEM, of course, stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. We want to get more K-12 kids into STEM careers. So Chuck Curlin, who's been a K-12 champion extraordinaire for many years, is going to be the head of this new Members Council ad hoc committee, and ASHRAE can then play a leadership role in the next generation of engineers and scientists. Thanks, Tom.
I thank you, Joel. One thing I want to make sure that I understand is that we are not just going to have new schools, but we're going to also traditional schools that have engineering, like electrical, chemical. It could be any engineering school can be involved. So it's inclusive of all. Plus, we want to bring in the technical schools as well. This is intended to be for portable transport of pharmaceuticals, organs, and things of that sort using renewable energy, as Joel said. And it's really to be designed throughout the world, but for the use in the country. So we're looking to have things that can be built and very cheaply and effectively in the countries that want to use this. So this is, I think, a wonderful, I'm really excited about this program. The Refrigeration Committee has volunteered a bunch of people to help be judges. So we have some wonderful people involved with this program. So again, here's another exciting thing going on. We're looking to have a Young Engineers and ASHRAE Leadership Weekend this August in Sri Lanka. So we've had these Yay Leadership Weekends for years and years now in North America, but this is the first one that'll be international. So I'm really looking forward to that. I will be there. We've got a lot of volunteers helping to pull this off. So this will be a way we can train leadership outside of our traditional North America base. Another thing I'm really excited about, and this has inspired me, and I'll ask Dan Petway to explain it a little bit, and he was personally involved with this. So Dan, would you please help us with a little bit with this one? Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Good afternoon, everyone. The Hampton Roads chapter of ASHRAE is teamed up with the Hampton Roads chapter of the International Facilities Management Association to help local not-for-profit organizations to help children and their families. We call the program E4K, Energy for Kids. And the formula is very simple and one that any chapter can replicate to benefit their own local community. ASHRAE and IFMA members have teamed up to design and install energy-saving HVAC&R equipment and ductwork so that organizations can spend more of their valuable money accomplishing their mission and less for the cost of utilities. To date, their partnership has installed a solar hot water system in an infant's home, installed 4 new systems in a brand new Habitat for Humanity quadruplex, and are currently redesigning duct systems and installing new systems for an YWCA battered family shelter. And all of these projects engineering know-how by ASHRAE members, and facility management specialties from IFMA members have combined to provide these organizations with most efficient, up-to-date systems available today. The two organizations also partner to raise the revenue for these projects through an annual ASHRAE IFMA golf tournament and an oyster and barbecue. Members of both organizations who always enjoy golf and eating enjoy it even more when they know they're contributing to these organizations and helping the children and the families in the Hampton Roads community. To date, the organizations have combined to earn revenues of upwards of $40,000 to accomplish this work. And we've only just started. We're only in our 4th year. The Hampton Roads chapters of ASHRAE and IFMA invite you to take our example, replicate these programs in your communities to the benefit of them. Thank you so much. Tom?
So if you're on Google right now, you can Google this www.ashrae.org/community, and you'll find the toolkit there. And I think the toolkit is amazing. And when you go there, you'll find there's a quick start guide, a FAQ, and contacts for people that can help you that have actually done these projects, as well as case studies and a PowerPoint for training. Now, these projects that are in there range from what was involved when we started out in Salt Lake City, and we have a sustainability project right here in San Antonio, and the one in Montreal as well is in there. So, but the program that Dan's talking about is really tailored for smaller chapters and a little more manageable by most chapters rather than a big annual meeting or a winter meeting. So you'll find all the information live. It's a great website. I think it's one of the best websites ASHRAE's ever put out. So I'm really proud of the work that the team has done to put that together. So I'd invite you to look at that as soon as you can. It's an incredible website. Thank you. The other one, Joel hit on this, and I'll just briefly say it again. We're looking at K through 12, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Is really important, and we involve teachers on how to train and train the teachers so they can help us educate students on the value of engineering and how wonderful career it is, actually, and help parents. One thing I learned, I went to a seminar on STEM, and one of the issues is many parents for disadvantaged families do not understand what engineering is, how to get their children involved. I had the advantage of my parents really helped me, as you saw, from the age of 2. They don't have that. So how we help parents guide their students, how that is a critical involvement, and how we organize coordination and collaboration with other societies. We have, in every city, in every community, there are many coordinated or collaborative efforts we could do with companies. If you watched the US Open, you saw that Chevron had many, many ads for STEM. So there are many, many companies doing this. There are other societies, mathematics, physics societies, as engineering societies, all want to do this, but sometimes they're so ill-coordinated in a given community, they're repeating each other's efforts, they're just overlapping, and it's a problem. So we want to get involved with helping coordinate that. So that's something we can do to leverage our work with other societies. So Chuck Curlin, as mentioned, is going to a conference on STEM in a day. He'll be going to Dallas, Texas, and he's flying off to learn about what we can do there as well. So we've made some contacts with various different organizations, ASME included, that we want to collaborate with. So actually, another quote from the past, and sometimes you have to understand your heritage. As a society, we should be interested in legislation for the protection of health and comfort. This comes from Walter Timmons, ASHVE president in 1919. So what are we doing today that's a little different? Because we've talked about it for a few years. We're looking to get into a grassroots government activities committee, which is Jeff Gatlin has really done a lot of work spearheading, along with Eileen Jensen. So what we're doing is looking at local governments in our local communities and our state levels, codes and standards education for code officials, translation of our technology into foreign languages, other than English rather, technology and standards training code enforcement agencies, outreach, and again, STEM. I'm hitting STEM a little differently here, where we want to go to the school boards, the education for the state, look at curricula, so it makes sure it involves STEM. So that's the K through 12 that Chuck Curlin's working on, will be involved with being in the classroom and working with parents and teachers. So this is more about working with school boards, things of that sort. So we're going to be doing that as well. It's a very important effort. Really, if we don't have STEM, our communities, how all this R&D we're doing, all this research ASHRAE is sponsoring, will not be done in our communities. We have to educate our young people so they have good jobs going forward. It is a vital thing for our communities. So I really wish you'd get involved with that. If you're a parent, I know you are, but we need to help other people too. So anyway, here's another opportunity, and this is coming from a group called Engineering for Change, not to be confused with Engineering for Kids, sorry Dan, but this is a non-governmental group of engineering societies, which ASME, IEEE, Australian Engineering Society, Engineers Without Borders, there's on and on, where we're partnering with them, where you as an individual can work on a project. And a lot of these projects begging for ASHRAE technology and knowledge. And we also you can do it as a chapter or a section or a region. So it's unlimited, but it's really about solving challenges, what ASHRAE is so good at, and sharing knowledge. So it's improving the quality of life for people around the world. So there are the websites there. I'm a little prejudiced. I think the ASHRAE website we just put up on the toolkit's just as good, a little better. So we'll see. So what can you do? What can you do? We really need to focus on the greatest impact. We need to match the technology with the need. We need affordable regional technologies. And we need to benefit our communities and ourselves. By doing these things, you really benefit yourself as well. It's a great payback. So that's something I really want you to do. I know you've thought of some ideas, some things you can do. I know you have. So act on those thoughts. So one thing I want you to do is when you're looking at the technology, the applications of the people, how can you get involved? If you are already involved, I know many of you are, get someone else. Get someone to help you. Get somebody involved with you. Get somebody else. If you're not involved, get involved. Don't wait as long as I did. Don't wait till you're way past your prime, so to speak. So get involved now. Today is the day to get involved. All right? So if not, then when? If not globally, where? If not us, who's going to do it? So it's all about ASHRAE and its members. Just think of it that way, and helping our communities. So I'm going to ask you, I want to thank you for support in the past. You have been great helping me, and I'm looking forward to your involvement in broadening our horizons in the year to come. Thank you.